Dear 10th standard students, welcome to History Unit 5 Social and Religious Reform Movements. This is the first part of this lesson. Let us discuss what is the meaning of social reform. Social reform is an attempt to reform a society that practices discrimination among its members. Society is full of discrimination. Social reform is an attempt to reform a society. Reformation strives to bring back such a society into the fold of humane values. It tries to establish human values in the society. The main aim of this reformation movement is to declare the value of individuals' self-respect. This movement gives importance to the value of individuals' self-respect. Most of the social and religious reform movements took place during the 19th century. That's why the 19th century is considered as the Reformation and New Awakening time in the history of India. Why the 19th century is considered as the Reformation and New Awakening time in the history of India? Because of English education. With the implementation of English education, a new class of educated Indians was created. You have already studied in lesson number 3 about the impact of British rule in India. Lord William Bentinck, with the help of Macaulay, introduced English education in India. After the introduction of English education, a new class of educated Indians was created. Many European concepts like democracy, nationalism, equality started finding roots in India. Some of the concepts like democracy, nationalism, equality were found in European countries. All these concepts started finding roots in India. During that time, many Indians, that time in the sense during 19th century, many Indians received English education. When they received English education, they started analyzing their own society. They started analyzing the problems of their own society. The British too expressed their interest in reforming the society. The British wanted to establish or British wanted to reform Indian society. They put forward the theory of white man's burden. Here, the theory of white man's burden was put forth by the British. What do you mean by white man's burden? White man's burden means the British believed that it is their duty to civilize Indian as a civilized class of people. According to the British, all Indians were uncivilized. They thought that it is their duty to civilize Indian as civilized class of people. The British made an attempt to protect their political and economic interest under the guise of this white man's burden theory. Many Indians started understanding the Indian tradition in new perspective. Many Indians, those who have received English education, they started understanding the Indian tradition in new perspective. A new identity called Indian was born during this period. Here, many communities like Shudras and other neglected communities and women lacked many rights during that time. Many movements opposed these at different timelines in the history. Unlike movements in the Middle Ages and ancient times, the movements during the British period were different. During that time, Many social evils were found. For example, caste system, gender discrimination, sati system, restriction on widow remarriage, denial of education to Shudras and other low communities were addressed by these movements. Then, who fought against these social evils? Who are the leaders of these social and religious reformation movements? We can find many leaders. For example, Dayananda Saraswati, Rajaram Mohan Rai, who founded Brahma Samaj. Dayananda Saraswati founded Arya Samaj. Mahatma Govinda Ranade, M.G. Ranade, Mahadeva Govinda Ranade or M.G. Ranade, Jyotiba Phule, who started Satyashodhak Samaj, Swami Vivekananda Ramakrishna Mission, Annie Besant Theosophical Society, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, Periyar, Narayana Guru. They were all the leaders of the social and religious reformation movement. One of the main features of this period is the attempt made to stop social evils by prohibiting them through law. Here, most of the leaders of social and religious reformation movement, they tried to stop social evils by prohibiting them through suitable law. Now let us discuss these organizations, these samajas who fought against these social evils. First one, Brahma Samaj. Brahma Samaj was founded by Rajaram Mohan Rai. Rajaram Mohan Rai was born in the year 1772 and died in the year 1833. He is the chief initiator of social reformation in India during modern times. For the first time, social reformation in India was introduced by Rajaram Mohan Rai. Rajaram Mohan Rai had deep knowledge in various languages, various literature like Sanskrit, Persian and Arabic literature. He also studied about Hindu philosophical critique and Quran. Along with this, he also studied other religions found in India critically. Even though he belonged to Hindu religion, he studied various other religions. He had even learned Hebrew and Greek to read Bible in its original form. Rajaram Mohan Rai started Atmiya Sabha in Calcutta along with some friends. The main aim of Atmiya Sabha was to eradicate socio-religious maladies from the society of Bengal. In order to overcome the problem of social and religious maladies found in the society of Bengal, Rajaram Mohan Rai started Brahma Samaj in the year 1828. He wanted to purge Hinduism by removing caste system and superstitions. Brahma Samaj and Rajaram Mohan Rai's followers wanted to rebuild a new Hindu society based on the philosophical foundations of Upanishads. I have already told you that during that time Indian society consisted of sati system. Due to the efforts of Rajaram Mohan Rai, then Governor General William Bentinck brought in law prohibiting sati system in the year 1829. Sati system was prohibited in the year 1829. Lord William Bentinck was the Governor General who brought in law prohibiting the sati system. Here, it was mainly due to the efforts of Rajaram Mohan Rai, Lord William Bentinck prohibited sati system. Rajaram Mohan Rai tried to develop rationality among the common people through journalism. He used journalism as an effective tool to develop rationality among the common people. He published a journal named Samvada Kaumudi. Samvada Kaumudi is in Bengali language. With the help of this journal, he tried to develop rationality or rational thinking among the common people. For that purpose, he started a journal called Samvada Kaumudi. It was found in Bengali language. Now let us see the important aspects of Brahmo Samaj. Brahmo Samaj was founded by Rajaram Mohan Rai in the year 1828. Let us see the important aspects of Brahmo Samaj. First one, Brahmo Samaj advocated monotheism, worship of one God. Brahmo Samaj opposed meaningless rituals. According to Brahmo Samaj, every person should live with dignity and no law or ritual should violate this provision. Fourth one, it intended to assure equality to women by opposing polygamy. It advocated for a share in property to honor dignity of life to widow. It also opposed child marriage. It shows that Brahmo Samaj gave more importance to the equality of women. Fifth one, Brahmo Samaj declared that one can take good things from anywhere. It also declared that Upanishads and Vedas also advocated these principles. He was open to receive good thoughts even from the West. He gave importance to English education. In this way, Brahmo Samaj played very important role in the reformation of Indian society. Apart from this, Rajaram Mohan Rai wanted the Indians to welcome the thinking process of the Europeans. In this background, he supported the establishment of many schools and Vedanta College in Calcutta. Here, Rabindranath Tagore called Rajaram Mohan Rai as the harbinger of modern India. According to Rabindranath Tagore, Rajaram Mohan Rai is the harbinger of modern India, progenitor of Indian social reformation movement, and the prophet of Indian nationalism. By saying these words, Rabindranath Tagore had summarized the contribution of Rajaram Mohan Rai and Brahmo Samaj to Indian social reformation. The contributions of Rajaram Mohan Rai was praised by Rabindranath Tagore. According to Rabindranath Tagore, Rajaram Mohan Rai is the harbinger of modern India, progenitor of Indian social reformation, and the prophet of Indian nationalism. Who said this? Rabindranath Tagore. Let's move to Young Bengal movement. The wave of modernization started moving across the northern India during 19th century. During that time, Calcutta was the main center of new thinking. Most of the social and religious reformation movement started from Calcutta because Calcutta was the center of new thinking. New movements started arising during 1820 and 1830s. We have already learnt the contributions of Brahmo Samaj. During this period, another movement called Young Bengal movement took birth in India. This movement was started by Henry Louis Vivian Desrosiers. Here, Young Bengal movement was started by Henry Louis Vivian Desrosiers started this. His father was a Portuguese and his mother was an Indian. Hence, Henry Vivian Desrosiers is called as Anglo-Indian. Why Desrosiers is called as Anglo-Indian? Because his father was a Portuguese and his mother was an Indian. Now let us see the achievements of Henry Louis Vivian Desrosiers. Desrosiers served as a professor at Hindu College of Calcutta from 1826 to 1831. Many of his students who were attracted to his teaching became his committed followers. Day by day, students liked his teaching, that's why they followed him. Derozio was influenced by the various movements of Europe. He was influenced by Europe. He tried to instill the same spirit of free inquiry in the minds of his students and colleagues. What he has studied, and he gave those ideas to his followers and students. Derozio was influenced by the various movements of Europe, tried to install the same spirit of free inquiry in the minds of his students and colleagues. He also worked towards creating textbooks to inculcate new education system. This angered many traditionalists. When Derozio worked towards creating textbooks to inculcate new education system, this idea was opposed by many traditionalists. But still, he went ahead and started academic association in the year 1828. What do you mean by academic association? A free thinking debate association which created new thinking across Bengal. Academic association created new thinking across Bengal. The Young Bengal movement held discussions and debates on issues like nature, humanism, God, and other various topics. Derozio worked towards spreading the message that only rational thinking would liberate people from the clutches of superstitions and the social discrimination. He was an advocate of women's rights and opposed caste-based discrimination. Many of his students who had come from traditional families were deeply influenced by Derozio's thoughts and joined their hands in spreading the movement across Bengal. The influence of this movement was limited to Calcutta and a few areas of Bengal. Derozio had to resign from his teaching post. Why he had to resign? Because due to the pressure from his colleagues and his opponents. Due to the pressure from his colleagues and opponents, he had to give resignation from his teaching post. These people feared that the youth are getting morally corrupted by the work of Derozio. Derozio died at the age of 22 years due to cholera. These are all the achievements of Henry Louis Derozio and Young Bengal movement. Let's move to Arya Samaj. Yes, Arya Samaj was started in the year 1875. It was started by Swami Dayananda Saraswati. Arya Samaj was started in Bombay. It was more powerful during the last 2 decades of 19th century. When compared to Brahma Samaj, when compared to Young Bengal movement, Arya Samaj was more powerful. Where was Dayananda Saraswati born? Dayananda Saraswati, who was the founder of Arya Samaj, was born in 1824 in Kathiawar of Gujarat. His real name was Moola Shankar. His father was Amba Shankar Tiwari and mother Amrita Bai. His father was Amba Shankar Tiwari and mother Amrita Bai. Since he was not interested in English education, he received Sanskrit education. He was given Sanskrit education because he did not have interest in English education. He left his house by the age of 21 years. When he was 21, he left his house and roamed across the country for about 15 years. He outlined his ideas in a book titled Satyartha Prakasha. So, Name: the book written by Dayananda Saraswati. The name of the book is Satyartha Prakasha. He realized that the remedies to the various maladies of India are present in Vedas, hence he declared back to Vedas. Why did he declare back to Vedas? According to him, the remedies to the various maladies of India are present in Vedas, that's why he gave importance to Vedas. He was more Renaissance person than a Reformation person. He opened the head office of Arya Samaj in Lahore in 1877. He declared that only Vedas are authentic. According to him, Vedas are authentic. That's why he gave a call back to Vedas. Now let us see what were the aims of Arya Samaj. All Hindus should believe in only one formless God. No one is a Shudra or Brahmin by birth, and caste-based system was rejected. Encouragement to inner caste marriage, rejection of polygamy and child marriage. Men and women are equal. One should study Vedas and other ancient sacred texts and preach them. These are the 6 important aims of Arya Samaj. All Hindus should believe in only one God. The God should not be in any form, it should be formless God. No one is a Shudra or Brahmin by birth. It encouraged intercaste marriage. It encouraged equality between men and women. It rejected polygamy and child marriage. It gave importance to Veda. One should study Vedas along with these other ancient sacred texts. Many movements were started by this Arya Samaj, among them Shuddhi movement. Shuddhi movement was one of the important programs of Arya Samaj. What do you mean by Shuddhi movement? Shuddhi movement aimed at reconversion of people who had converted to Islam and Christianity from Hinduism back to Hinduism. Those who have converted themselves to other religion like Islam and Christianity, under this Shuddhi movement, it tried to reconvert those people. Cow protection movement was also another important program of this Arya Samaj to protect cows. Arya Samaj has around 5 lakh members by 1921. After the death of Dayananda Saraswati, Dayananda Anglo Vedic College was started in 1886. Similarly, Gurukula Vidyalaya was started in Haridwara. Lala Lajpat Rai, a radical leader of Indian freedom movement, was influenced by the principles of Arya Samaj. These are all about the contributions of Arya Samaj, the contributions of Dayananda Saraswati. Let's move to Prarthana Samaj. Here, the influence of Brahma Samaj reached regions beyond Bengal. It not limited only to Bengal. Its influence reached other regions of Bengal. This Samaj took up various reformation movements influenced by Brahma Samaj. This movement became influential in the Western India, particularly in the areas of Bombay Presidency. Prarthana Samaj was founded by Dr. Atmaram Panduranga in 1867 at Bombay. Prarthana Samaj was founded by Dr. Atmaram Panduranga, place Bombay, year 1867. The main aim of Prarthana Samaj was to finding solutions to various problems faced by women and lower caste groups. This association argued that the interpretation of Hinduism is needed in the light of modern Western thinking. It advocated that reformation should not be a wish but it should be implemented in reality. Many programs like education for women, rehabilitation of poor people were undertaken by this Prarthana Samaj. Along with this, Dr. Atmaram Panduranga, many other prominent leaders were also there. Justice Mahadeva Govinda Ranade, M.G. Ranade, R.G. Bhandarkar, N.G. Chandravarkar. These were the prominent leaders of this Prarthana Samaj. The scope of Prarthana Samaj got extended into various areas under the leadership of Justice Mahadeva Govinda Ranade. M.G. Ranade attempted to reject child marriage and discriminations of widows. He believed that legal intervention is needed to stop child marriages and encourage widow remarriages. Hence, he advocated taking the help of the British government. These are all about Prarthana Samaj. Let's move to Satyashodak Samaj. There were widespread discrimination based on caste and gender in Maharashtra, just like in other parts of India. During that time, especially in Maharashtra, we can see widespread discrimination. The discrimination was based on caste and other gender. During the colonial rule of the British, many movements were started to address these problems in Maharashtra. Many movements were started, among them Satyashodak Samaj was very prominent. This Satyashodak Samaj was established in 1873. Its main aim was to provide equal rights to non-Brahmin class and women. For that purpose, it was started to provide equal rights to non-Brahmin class and women. Satyashodak Samaj was founded by Mahatma Jyotiba Phule. Mahatma Jyotiba Phule was the founder in order to build a philosophical base for the movement. Jyotiba Phule wrote books like Gulamagiri, Shatkaryacha Asud or Cultivators with God. Who wrote book Gulamagiri? Gulamagiri was written by Mahatma Jyotiba Phule. Shatkaryacha Asud was also written by him. What is the other name of Shatkaryacha Asud? Cultivators with God. Mahatma Jyotiba Phule opened schools for Shudras and girls. He belonged to Mali caste. Who? Mahatma Jyotiba Phule belonged to Mali caste. Allowed people from all castes, including untouchable, to draw water from his well. Savitribai Phule joined hands with him in his endeavor. Both of them established hostel for girls. The work of Phule is important in the direction of establishing society based on inequality. Society based on equality. Ambedkar is one of the important people who were inspired by the work of this couple. This couple in the sense Mahatma Jyotiba Phule and Savitribai Phule. These are all about the contributions of Satyashodak Samaj. Dear students, in this session you have studied about the conditions of India during 19th century, Brahma Samaj, the important aspects of Brahma Samaj, Young Bengal movement and Henry Derozio, Arya Samaj and Dayananda Saraswati, the main aims of Arya Samaj, Prarthana Samaj and the contributions of Atmaram Panduranga, Satyashodaka Samaj and the contributions of Mahatma Jyotiba Phule and Savitribai Phule.